From your point of view, why do we need generative AI on device? From a technical and from a business perspective.
Yeah. So this morning I was still in Orlando attending Gartner IT Symposium, right? The one buzzword that across the whole symposium is AI agents, okay? This is one of the largest gathering of CIOs, okay? So now from business angle, we say, okay, what's gonna happen with the generative AI, which is 2 years old? So far, most of the activities has been on the infrastructure layer. But the key question is, what's gonna be the application? The sense is that it's gonna be AI agent-empowered services, end-to-end services, because now you have AI, you can automate a lot of things. You can deliver end-to-end services to user. And where would the request be generated and the service be consumed by most of the users? It's likely going to be on your smartphone or future, even smaller devices you wear, regardless whether it is consumer or business. So that's why, from our perspective, generative AI is actually a big opportunity for a device vendor like Samsung. Okay? My personal opinion is probably bigger than the mobile cloud era. And the technology-wise, it makes a lot of sense. Because when you think about put the user first, what's the user experience? Can they tolerate the latency? Can they tolerate sending all their private data to the cloud? Or from the service provider perspective, can they tolerate burning all those dollars on inference, serving all those hundreds of millions of users? So there are many reasons. Technically speaking, we need to have more compute and more data stay at where they are. You move the compute to where the data are. Those are the personalized data, personalized experience that belong to the user. Stay at where they are.
What makes it challenging, like to bring AI on device?
What we see already, right, is that many, I would say, flagship apps, they use many models. Okay? It's not just one model, power one application. They use many models. Now you say you have, in my phone, you have maybe tens of these kind of applications. Then think about how many models I have to maintain and manage their lifetime, life cycle in my phone. So it's very challenging. And I have a power budget. This thing should not drain too much power. I have to make sure that I patch right away. If there's a bug in there, there's a vulnerability happen, I need to patch them. Right? And you guys already showed it, right? It's actually still hard to shrink a 70 billion parameter model to 1 billion. Right? It's non-trivial. This requires a lot of personalized information. You understand users' context and also their data. Right? It's non-trivial. And it's not saying that I can have just one small model marvelously can serve all the users. Yeah, so for both technical and the business perspective, it's non-trivial.
What do you think the liquid models? I mean, you've studied them pretty well. I think you've read all of our papers already, and I wanted to know what's your perspective on what is fundamental and unique about the liquid foundation models, the way you saw it, so you see fit in this space.
Yeah, maybe I dial back a little bit. What does Samsung Next do, right? We are an open innovation arm and venture investment primarily for Samsung Electronics. Okay? We make one new investment a week. We are very early. How early? We go to major academic conferences. That's where we meet, Ramin and his whole team. Right? We read their papers. What's standing out, honestly, is that when I see from the early days of liquid neural net to when he tells me, oh, I'm merging with a state-space model. I can do hundreds of million parameter model now. Then I say, okay, that's very different. Then I get even more excited when they start telling me I have this mechanistic design methodology, the div kit. That's a big deal. Okay, that's really a big deal. I use the analogy, it's like in the semiconductor industry. Before div kit, everyone has to design, route their circuit by hand. Okay, every design, silicon design is bespoke. It's a dark magic based on experience. Today's LLM is like that. You need some people with special talent, and they cannot tell you why. They know how to tune the hyperparameter of the model and make the model work. But with DevKit, it's like you have an EDA tool for silicon design. So now, I think our R&D team have a really powerful methodology and tool to manage the nightmare they are facing, managing all those hundreds of models on a phone. Because there's all those different trade-offs, and all those techniques are already built in inside DevKit. Plus, they also have this IP library, right? I call this IP library. They have their own foundation models. They did a great job. Just put those as just same thing. Like as your IP core inside your DevKit, people can license it. Okay? That's really a big deal. No one has done that so far.
Thank you. So Raymond, why do you think OEMs like Samsung should work with us?
Well, there's no other choice, right? From what I just said, right? From business direction, this is what we want to go after. We want to work with the greatest builder out there, right? I see this team every month, there's something new. Literally, every month, there's something new. If you check their history, how the 3 co-founders founded at MIT, it's not about this, right? Every month, they invent new stuff. Impressive. So this is basically showing the strength of a really creative team, and it also shows the management, how they can attract talents, okay? And how they can do business, partner with companies big, like Samsung, like Deloitte, and attract also heavy amount of venture investments, right? You need all of this. Not every entrepreneur can do this. So far, we are very excited to see Liquid AI being progressing so well, so fast on the global stage.
Amazing. So I want to say the final word, but I might be a little bit biased, but Raymond is one of the smartest investors that we have, and we really enjoy conversations together.
Yes.
And
same feeling.
yeah, thank you. All right, let's wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Raymond.